How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from tonight, which is April 26th, 2021. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was Rey Fenix versus Chuck Taylor. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Rey Fenix went over with a crucifix pin. Match 2, it was Ryan Nemeth versus Ryzen. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ryan Nemeth went over with the Rude Awakening. Match 3, it was Orange Cassidy versus Dean Alexander. That was a quick match, but the ending to it, Orange Cassidy went over with the Orange Punch. Match 4, which that was match 3, by the way. Match 4, it was The Acclaimed, which are Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, versus Liam Gray and Adrian Alanis. That was a great match, but the ending to it, The Acclaimed went over because Max Caster pinned Liam Gray with the mic drop. Well, before the match, after Liam Gray and Adrian Alanis were already out in the ring, The Acclaimed came out. Max Caster done his signature rap and rapped on Liam Gray and Adrian Alanis, and also rapped about Anthony Bowen's return to the ring from injury. Well, Max Caster was getting ready to drop some inappropriate lines, but Anthony Bowens cut Max Caster off, and then Anthony Bowens said his signature quote, AEW, The Acclaimed have arrived. That was cool. Match 5, that was match 4, by the way. Match 5, it was Nick Comoroto versus VSK. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, Nick Comoroto went over with the military press power slam combination. But after the match, as the rest of the factory, which are QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Anthony Ogogo, were outside the ring, QT Marshall instructed Nick Comoroto to do another military press power slam combination to VSK, so Nick Comoroto done the military press power slam combination to VSK again, which that was cool. Match 6, it was Layla Hirsch and Ryo Mizunami versus Amber Nova and Diamante. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Layla Hirsch and Ryo Mizunami went over because Layla Hirsch made Amber Nova tap out to the cross arm breaker. Well, after the match, as Layla Hirsch and Ryo Mizunami were celebrating, Diamante came in the ring and attacked Layla Hirsch, beating the shit out of her. Well, Ryo Mizunami made the save for Layla Hirsch against Diamante, and Ryo Mizunami was beating the shit out of Diamante, and Diamante retreated while Layla Hirsch was wanting to fight Diamante but was held back, so Layla Hirsch and Ryo Mizunami celebrated, and Diamante looked on outside the ring talking shit and everything, which that was cool. That was match 6, by the way. Match 7, it was Chris Statlander versus Tesha Price. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Chris Statlander went over with the Big Bang Theory. Match 8, that was match 7, by the way. Match 8, it was Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky versus the Dark Order, which are Alex Reynolds and Five. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky went over because Ethan Page pinned Five with the Ego's Edge. Match 9, it was Red Velvet and Big Swole versus Maddie Rinkowski and Nyla. Match 9, it was Red Velvet and Big Swole versus Maddie Rinkowski and Nyla Rose. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Red Velvet and Big Swole went over because Red Velvet pinned Matty Rinkowski with the Beast Bomb from Nyla Rose. Well, before the match, Vicky Guerrero came out and done the introductions to Nyla Rose and Matty Rinkowski, which that was cool. Well, Vicky Guerrero had Justin Roberts, the ring announcer, spin around a couple of times and made him get out of the ring, and then Vicky Guerrero done the ring introduction to Nyla Rose and Matty Rinkowski, which that was cool. And match 10, which was the main event, it was Matt Sydal versus Joey Janela. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Matt Sydal went over with the lightning spiral. But besides the matches, Peter Avalon, Cesar Bononi, Ryan Nemeth, and J.D. Drake were backstage. And, well, first it was Ryan Nemeth, Peter Avalon, and Cesar Bononi. And, well, Ryan Nemeth was gloating on about how he got another win and how having the wingman of Cesar Bononi was also pulled off perfectly again. And then talked about how it's great to have Peter Avalon back in the mix and everything. And then they were wondering where J.D. Drake was. Well, J.D. Drake came back to Ryan Nemeth, Peter Avalon, and Cesar Bononi and was all pissed off with one of the shirts that he tried on. But then there was another shirt he liked that he had on, and J.D. Drake thought it was a bad idea till he put that shirt back on. Till he put that shirt on. And Ryan Nemeth acted like he was pleased about J.D. Drake's outfit and everything, and so did Peter Avalon. But Cesar Bononi wasn't pleased as always. And J.D. Drake, Peter Avalon undid J.D. Drake's shirt, and J.D. Drake didn't like it. Well, J.D. Drake was talking about since him, Ryan Nemeth, Peter Avalon, and Cesar Bononi will be going to the club, he's going to button that shirt up again and everything. And, Peter Avalon seemed like he was pleased with the outfit of J.D. Drake, as did Ryan Nemeth, but Cesar Bononi was not pleased. And Ryan Nemeth had Peter Avalon, Cesar Bononi, and J.D. Drake put all their pinkies in. Well, Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi put their pinkies in with Ryan Nemeth, but J.D. Drake was hesitant on it, but Ryan Nemeth told J.D. Drake to put his pinky in. So J.D. Drake put his pinky in. They done the gesture of the pinkies and everything. That was cool. The Dark Order, which are Alex Reynolds and Five, cut a promo, and Alex Reynolds was talking to Five about how he wasn't John Silver and everything, and Five tried to pull off John Silver, but Alex Reynolds wasn't having it. So Alex Reynolds was cutting a promo on Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, saying about how all they do is bitch and complain because they're not, how they always bitch and moan because they're always overlooked and everything. And then Five was going on about, and Five was going on about it as well and everything, which that was cool. Layla Hirsch cut a promo on how she grew up and everything, and talked about how she got her start in professional wrestling, how she got her start in AEW and everything, which that was cool. And Dasha Gonzalez interviewed Yeah, yeah. Dasha Gonzalez interviewed Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, and Scorpio Sky was talking about how him and Ethan Page have had their first argument over a team name and everything, and Scorpio Sky was talking about how, was pretty much given the name, but Ethan Page didn't agree with it, and he gave a name and everything, and Dasha Gonzalez was asking Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page about their opponents, Alex Reynolds and Five of the Dark Order and everything. Well, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page were going on and on about it, about Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page were going on and on about the Dark Order and how they were going to beat the shit out of them and everything, which that was cool. But besides all that, Tony Schiavone and Paul White done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And the referees for the event were Frank Gastineau, Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Ray Phoenix versus Chuck Taylor. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Ryan Nemeth versus Ryzen. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Orange Cassidy versus Dean Alexander. Rick Knox refereed the match between The Acclaimed versus Liam Gray and Adrian Alanis. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Nick Camarado versus VSK. Paul Turner refereed the match between Layla Hirsch and Ryo Mizunami versus Amber Nova and Diamante. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Chris Statlander versus Tesha Price. That was Bryce Remsburg, by the way. Mike Posey refereed the match between Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky versus the Dark Order. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between Red Velvet and Big Swole versus Maddie Rinkowski and Nyla Rose. That was Frank Gastineau, by the way. And Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Matt Sydal versus Joey Janela. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, one thing I did forget to cover on AEW Dynamite last week, well, after the match between Hikaru Shida versus Ty Conti for the AEW Women's title, Britt Baker, well, as Hikaru Shida was celebrating her title victory from Ty Conti, Britt Baker came out and was showboating and everything, and had it put up on the Titantron of her being the number one ranked in the for the AEW Women's title and everything, and then Hikaru Shida threw her kendo stick at Britt Baker and everything, which that was cool. And there is also another thing I did forget to cover on AEW Dark Elevation a couple weeks ago. Well, after the match between Mike Sydal versus Michael Nakazawa hit Mike Sydal in the back with his laptop, and Mike Sydal tried to attack Michael Nakazawa, but Michael Nakazawa retreated. That was cool. And also in that same episode, Layla Hirsch, after the match between Layla Hirsch versus Shanna, there was some dissension between Layla Hirsch and Shanna. They almost got into a fight and everything, but the referee had to break it apart, which that was cool. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark Elevation from tonight, which is April 26th, 2021. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road.